So you're Arteta in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can you give me reasons like why you want him? You think you should have time?
I think you have to understand the situation that the club is in, and that at this point, if you bring in a manager who's a short-term solution for a situation that needs a long-term fix, you're going to cause more trouble in the long run.
Yeah,
no, go on. And I think a lot of people who are looking internally as fans, they miss that point. They miss that part of this whole situation. They completely look past that part of the situation, and they say to themselves, "You know what? I only want a solution now. I don't care about what's happening in the long term." Where Emery was that win now manager. We brought in Emery to win us the Europa League. He got us the Europa League final and got us 5th. It wasn't good enough.
You know, I believe he should be sacked. But I get what you're saying but I think with the manager, I think with a process, there's got to be progress. And I don't believe there's been progress under Arteta. I think when he won the FA Cup, he deserved to stay and see what he could do this season. I think this season has been absolute shambles. I get what you say. I think some Arsenal fans that want him out are not expecting instant success. They're at least expecting for there to be progress. And I think when you say your squad's not good enough, for me, when you say that, is it not good enough to get in the top 4, or is it not good enough to win the league? Because I do believe your squad, this is what happened with Arteta. The squad you've got, I think 18 or 19 of the players you've got are the ones that Arteta's either signed, re-signed, or has wanted to stay. So you've got Xhaka, Bellerín.
Let's go through this.
Yeah,
he signed two of the goalkeepers he signed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that. Do you want to see how many players of this he's actually signed from the team that's in here? The players who have only played for him. That's what you want to know. Correct?
What do you mean?
So so let me do this for you. So the players that only have played under Arteta, that have not played under Emery, that he has signed are Willian, Partey, Rúnarsson, Pablo Marí, Mathew Ryan, Ødegaard, Gabriel, and Cedric Soares. Those are the only players. And let me get that on the screen for you, because what we're looking at right now is an Excel spreadsheet, guys. I'm going to show you guys my Excel spreadsheet of the players that Arteta has signed. These are the players that only have played under Arteta. These are the players that have only played under Arteta. Can I zoom that in or no? How do I zoom that in? 1 second. Let me get that back.
Oh, man's got his notes. Jeez.
So is this what you're talking about?
Well, so they're the players he's obviously bought in, but then obviously if you want to, so what you're saying by Arteta getting these players, you're basically saying if a manager wants to get these players in, that's going to take like 5 years to overhaul the whole squad with the players he's got. But he's also, but what I'm saying is the 19 players I'm talking about are the ones he wants at the club. So you're talking about Aubameyang he re-signed, Holding he's given a new deal to, David Luiz is going to give a new deal to, and then you've got players he's asked to stay like Bellerín, Xhaka, and obviously I don't think there's been any actual progress. Yes, you say you've fixed the defence, but that's all well. But if you think in the actual moments where the defence has actually been needed, it hasn't really improved really. Like when
how many of these players also played under Emery? So when you really deep it, you're talking about players that he re-signed or players that he think. My point is, things haven't really changed. They've actually gotten worse because of the personnel. Because we haven't adequately replaced the leaders that we lost. We haven't adequately replaced the personalities of the players that we've lost. We haven't adequately replaced the situation. If you actually look at it from, you just want to look at it from a bird's eye view, from far away. You want to just say, you know what? Emery got this results from those players. Arteta got these results from those players. Yeah, you can do that. But at the same time, you also have to look at the internal factors. Look more underneath it. Just saying Arsenal are 10th sometimes it's almost disingenuous to everything else that's going on around us.
Like with Emery, them players, you even said they down tools. So with that squad, with Emery, with his squad, I didn't think Emery was good enough anyway for you. Like anyway, I think he deserved to get sacked because of the form he was on and everything. And I believe you should be challenging for top 4 and then obviously improving to challenge for the league. And I get you're in transition, but with Arteta, there's not been any proven progress. And with a progress, and what also I don't get is do you like the owners and the board? Do you back them?
No, I don't. I'm owners. The thing about me is people say Arteta out, Edu out, owners out. I'm only owners out. I'm only Kroenke out. I'm not Arteta out. I'm not Edu out. I'm owners out because at the end of the day, that falls under the bracket of everything else. If you're owners out, that's it. You can't be Arteta out, Edu out, and owners out. You're only owners out. Because at the end of the day, Arteta is hired by the owners. Edu is hired by the owners. To me, the owners are the issue. So that is why another reason why I don't want them to go and hire another person because I don't trust them to hire the right person.
So then you'll keep a manager, but I don't get this belief that if you're getting another manager, they're going to have a good balance. If you really look at football in the years, I think sometimes people have been blinded with interim managers by Oli and everything. With managers, yes, they might have a good balance. Arteta didn't have a good balance. I think he won 4 games, lost 4, draw 2, if I'm correct, on his 10 games. That's not really improvement, is it? And then he won the FA Cup. That's fine. And then you could go, yeah, look, he's done this. But this season, there hasn't really been much improvement.
You know why though? The other people around us have caught up or have gotten closer to challenging us.
But then it's up to your manager. You've bought Thomas Partey, yeah. Your squad has improved since Emery left.
How has the squad improved? Well,
you're telling me you would take who's your players on? So first Emery.
Okay, one second. Let's debunk this myth. Okay, these are the players that have only managed. Arteta has only since Arteta's been here. These are the players that have never played for Emery. Okay,
so then you're saying Arteta hasn't brought in the right players then.
These are the players.
Then you give him another, and that's 3 transfer windows. So then you're blaming Arteta for not improving the squad.
No. I'm not blaming Arteta for this. You're misreading what I'm saying. I'm getting to a point. 1 second. Let me finish the point. Mate. So that's those are the players that are only under Arteta, right? Now remove the Arteta players and just go think. These are the players that have played under Emery and only Emery and Arteta combined. Okay, So you have Aaron Ramsey who only okay, let me go to players who only played with Emery. You want to see the players who only played for Emery and were either sold or left. You have Aaron Ramsey would improve this side immediately. It would improve this player immediately. He would improve this team immediately. Okay, Alex.
No chance.
Aaron Ramsey wouldn't improve this team.
No.
You're telling me.
No chance.
Ødegaard. You're telling me Ødegaard and Smith Rowe are better options than him in the 10.
What has Ramsey done? He scored He scored a couple of goals in FA Cups, but he hasn't really.
Ramsey has played over 369 plus games for Arsenal.
Maybe I'll give you Ramsey.
64 goals plus over 40 plus assists. When it comes to Aaron Ramsey, don't talk ish. Aaron Ramsey is a better player than Smith Rowe right now, and he's a better player than Ødegaard right now. He would improve.
You know what? For fairs, I'll probably give you Ramsey. All the rest, no chance.
Okay, let me continue. As of right now, there's people say this team that Emery had was worse.
It was 100%.
It will be right now would help our team.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he
would.
Over
Pépé and Saka? Pépé and Saka?
You're missing the point. Iwobi would help the squad. Over, you're picking the 2 starters. Name the rest of the people on the bench.
Martinelli.
Martinelli is a shout, but when it comes to Willian, he would play over Willian. He would play over Reiss Nelson. He would actually offer us more tactical ability than Pépé. Pépé at times is nowhere near his price value. he's very, very bang average at times.
So was Iwobi. He was
Yeah.
a bang average until Emery come in, and Emery got a tune out of him and sold him for 40 million. So to fair, that's on Emery.
Okay, moving on. Danny Welbeck offers us more versatility and more options than Eddie Nketiah does.
But is he better than Aubameyang and Lacazette?
No, he's not. That's why he's not in the team, and that's why he was ended up being moved on. And also, he's a little bit too old.
Danny Welbeck was Bambi on ice.
No, but Danny Welbeck was also a proven Champions League player, constantly with Manchester United and Arsenal. That's the level that he played at his whole entire career.
That doesn't mean you're a great player.
Okay, so moving on.
Moving on, yeah, go on.
Moving on. Ospina, these guys, we're gonna just skip those. Forget about those guys.
Yeah, go on.
Realistically, Ospina didn't play enough games under Emery. This
guy
played 6 games under Arsenal, right?
He could be another Ødegaard.
Mkhitaryan actually would offer us more than some of the guys that we have on the bench, but we got rid of him for nothing. Mavropanos never really actually played. He's still here actually. Koscielny is a better leader and an actual better defender than everyone.
He's not better than Gabriel.
Everyone except Gabriel.
No,
but he is a better leader. But he is a better leader.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, it does. It does.
It doesn't.
It does. Yes, it does.
Doesn't always mean.
If you have a team that does not have leadership, that does not have direction, that does not have somebody at the back,
what leadership did he have?
Defense.
He was in the team when he got knocked out of. Not really. So you're telling me he's good because he's a leader? But he got your team. He was in a team that got from the Champions League to the Europa League. He bottled it against Birmingham, and you're telling me he's brother. You got Gabriel, David Luiz, Holding. As a rival, I'd rather have them three apart. I'd rather have Gabriel, Holding than Koscielny.
You know what? David Luiz, Holding have played under Emery also. So are you saying? So when it comes to the argument, it doesn't actually benefit you because they also played under Emery.
So you're sort of saying they're the same then. So, but it's still. But so the team is worse then. So
how is the team worse when you're actually losing personalities, individuals that have personalities and that would affect the dressing room in a better way than some of the players that we have now?
Well, what about Matt Macy? No. Nacho Monreal? No. Peter Cech? No. Like Lichtsteiner? No.
Okay, 1 second. Nacho Monreal and Petr Cech in this team would actually offer you something.
What Petr Cech offer you? He'd only play in Europa League if he was in this team.
No. Petr Cech would offer you something in the dressing room.
Oh, what about David Luiz? What did David Luiz offer in the changing room? Nothing, because you're 10th. So you didn't improve. You didn't improve under Emery. So where was all the team captains there? You haven't improved under Arteta. It's all saying they're the leader. But what have they made you do? Nothing.
Okay, what about the actual players that played for both teams? Because there's more players.
Guendouzi would be a good shout for your team because he has a bit of heart. And the thing about Arteta as well, he's hypocritical because what about Xhaka? What about Pepe? Guendouzi does one thing wrong, which I don't agree with it, but you don't kick him out of the club for it. Torreira, I didn't think was that good.
No, but it's not the first time he did something wrong. He also did stuff wrong numerous times.
What about Xhaka? What about Bellerin? What about
Xhaka is unfortunately Xhaka is the only person in the midfield that offers us what Xhaka offers us, and you can see when he plays next.
Sending off.
He's only actually been sent off a couple times. He hasn't been sent off that often in his career at Arsenal. Now let's look at the actual players that have played with both managers. Okay. When you actually look at the players that have played for both managers, you have
which players have improved under Arteta? What players? Please name me one player that's improved under Arteta.
Bukayo Saka?
No, he's the same under Emery.
No, he wasn't. That's
yes,
a blatant
he was.
Lie. That's a blatant lie.
That's the only one you could probably have. Who else?
That's a blatant lie. Bukayo Saka has improved dramatically, right? Obviously, Martinez never got a game time.
The only thing Arteta has done is put him on the right.
Granit Xhaka hasn't improved under Arteta.
No.
Really?
No chance. No.
Since Granit Xhaka, Arteta
I've never rated him.
You've never rated him, so that means you clearly have an agenda against him because
Not
you're
really.
saying Granit Xhaka.
No. I watch Arsenal every single week because I like to watch them. Yeah. See, obviously because of bandways, isn't it? And he offers you nothing. I remember you come on and said, "Oh, he made a mistake and corrected it. He still made the mistake though. Still made the mistake. That means nothing. That's wiped out. If he's made a mistake, yeah, but what else? What did he do right? That's what I'm saying. What does he do for the team? You may score a free kick 1 in 30.
I don't know where you're coming from when it comes to that, but of course, when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of players in this team that I just don't rate. Granit Xhaka is one of them that I don't rate, but I'm not gonna lie to you. He has impressed me. He has impressed me from the back end of last season when Arteta came in until when we went on our bad run this season. He was looking like a better player, especially when he plays next to Thomas Partey. He looks like a better player. The reason why Arteta did not want to lose Granit Xhaka is because he was going to lose him in a January window where he was not guaranteed that he would be able to replace him.
What other player has he improved in?
He hasn't really improved many players in the team.
Well,
because you want to know why though? Do you want to know why though? Because the performances on the pitch have been worse. So you can't actually see any.
Because of Arteta.
It's not only down to the manager. The player.
No, I'm not saying it's not only.
You can't fault the manager for individual mistakes and stupidity, such as the goal that.
What's the manager brought in for, Egal? Why is managers in football? What are they supposed to do? Please tell me.
They're supposed to get the best out of their players, of course.
Exactly. They're supposed to manage the team. Yeah, you can blame players, but in the overall picture, you may on certain games, but in the overall picture, like now, you can look at certain games and go, yep, that was like the Wolves game wasn't down to Arteta. No chance. And I agree with you with that. But if you look at the overall picture...
What about the Burnley game? What about the Burnley game? Own goal.
What Burnley game?
The game against Burnley, 1-0 at home.
Yeah, but what did you do to score? What did you do to score before that? This is what I mean. You go on about the draws and the losses, but the thing is, when you lose a game, you look at the managers to see what did he do to get us back in the game? Where was his tactics to get us to score a goal? If you lose 1-0, you should be like, well, what chances did we create? And if you win, you go, all right, your defence was good. He got the defence right. He got the attack right. If you lose, you can't go. Like when you lost to Wolves. You scored 1 goal. But where was the finishing touch? Which sometimes you can't blame the manager on. I get that. But if you look at the games you've lost and you go, oh yeah, but we lost 1-0 due to a red card. But what about before the red card? Why wasn't you able to score? Why wasn't you creating chances? Which is all down to the manager, mate. All down to the manager. But then if you look over 5 years and how it's gone like now, you can blame the ball because it's been going on for a certain amount of time. But the short term, you look at the managers, you look at the players. But you can't replace all the players he wanted to stay were all Arteta's decisions. You look at your team, you got Leno, which, look, I think Leno's good, even though I thought Martin was better, but he's still a good goalkeeper. You got Bellerín, he wanted to stay. Holding, he given a new contract to. Gabriel, I think he's a bit shaky. Hasn't looked good since his injury. You got Tierney, great player. You got Xhaka, he wanted to stay. Everyone bangs on about him. You got Partey, don't play. The best ability availability, so he's been a flop at the minute. You got Smith Rowe, which dropped in his hands. He's been playing well. You got Pépé. He's better than the Iwobi. He does all right. You got who else? You got Saka. And you got Aubameyang and Lacazette. Man management as well. With Arteta against Man City, you swap the wings. Why is he doing that? Saka's been the best on the right. Pépé best on the left. Why does he swap it? And why did he change the defence as well? You don't keep changing the defence. Like us at West Ham, you never change the back four because you need that consistency. Yeah, that means he hasn't found his best 11. And if you don't find your best 11, you can have no consistency. And that is down to the manager.
Okay, let me tackle one thing at once. The back four. The back four. Gabriel was missed games due to COVID and sending off. David Luiz missed games due to a sending off. Pablo Marí was injured consistently at the beginning of the season. And when he came back, he got dropped. He got dropped at a certain point. Holding was the one staple consistently throughout the whole entire season, which majority of the fan base do not rate in the first place.
He's average. I wouldn't say bad. He's average. He's decent.
I would say one thing. He has been our most consistent player based on
I'll say that. I wouldn't say Gabriel because he hasn't really played, and since he got injured, he hasn't been the same.
I'm not. This is not me saying he's the best player in the world.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying
no, I know, mate. I know.
He's been consistent.
No,
Okay?
go on, carry on, mate.
Now, when it comes to midfield, people forget how big of an impact we expected Thomas Partey to have this season. We expected him to have such a big impact in our midfield that we were willing to let Torreira and Guendouzi go on loan, and we didn't even replace them. We thought Thomas Partey by himself would replace the two players. In addition to that, the one thing we should be doing good at, which I don't get why we're doing bad, and this lays blame solely on Arteta and also some players underperforming, is the attack. The attack is undefensible.
Yeah.
The defense, you can credit it, but if you're not scoring goals, it doesn't benefit you.
That's what I'm saying when you say you improve your defense.
I completely see where people come from when they're saying they're not backing the manager. My whole entire case, to bring it back to the beginning, my whole entire case to back Arteta is I'm saying we're giving the man I'm giving him until next summer to get the deals done and get the transfers in. If he does not get the adequate signings in and he feels like he physically cannot do the job of the team, he should resign. He shouldn't even get to the reason why he deserves that is because I feel like he's been I feel like he is trying. I feel like he gets it in the sense he's getting rid of players that we've been trying to get rid of for a long time.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you deserve to stay though, does it? If things ain't happening on the pitch.
I'm starting to see that he's trying to implement a culture and get rid of players.
What culture? There is no culture.
He's trying to implement something.
He come out of Man City. The stuff that I listen to from his press conferences are absolutely embarrassing. Like, I get you, mate. You're a nice fella, mate. I ain't coming at you to start a row. Like, I respect you, mate. Like, I like your positives. You're not Ty, mate. Yeah, I like Ty as well, but you're a good guy, mate. But the stuff he comes out with, this is why I get where Arsenal fans. It's like me as West Ham. Yeah, I want to win. Even as a West Ham fan, look, that's funny, innit? Like, I want to win all the time, but I don't expect my manager to come out the things he says. Like some of the things, like what was it when he come back from Man City? He said, "Oh, it's an improvement. We didn't lose 3-0. You still lost." Bellerín said it.
Who said that? Who said that?
Didn't Bellerín say it? And he comes out saying we're dominating games. I can think of about 2 or 3 where you absolutely dominated games. Actually, not
we
even that.
We dominated against Benfica, but we still lost. I mean, we still drew.
All I can say of Arteta, you may think but can't you see? I'm not going to be an Arsenal fan and say, "Oh, he's rubbish," but can't you at least see he might not be the right man? He might not even be. He might be a good manager. He might be, but can't you just see he might not be the right thing? Like, it just might not be the right time or the right manager. It's not his right being sure. Maybe he's just not the right guy, and that's not bad. That's not me digging at him, but he's not the right guy.
Do you feel like they have? I can trust the people who run the club to go and hire the right man.
Then why are you trusting the process if you don't trust the board?
The only reason why I trust Arteta to a certain extent is because he's already won. He's already witnessed what level of quality it takes to win in the Premier League. Being in that Man City dressing room, he sees the level of quality of players they have.
Mate, I tell you something. Have you seen number 2s that have stayed with Sir Alex Ferguson? Have gone to clubs and done nothing. Who's another one? Steve McLaren. What did he do?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he knows what level of quality players it takes to get to that level. He sees.
Doesn't mean you can get in the top.
They know what level of quality it takes. And right now at Arsenal, the one thing about Arteta he's not doing that people might want him to do, and you know what? It shows that he has the balls to do it. People are telling him, Arteta, throw everything to the wind. Everything you're trying to do, throw it out the door and just try to win each game. You know what he's doing? He's saying, no, I'm building. I'm trying to consistently play a certain way. I'm trying to have my wingers play a certain way. I'm trying to have my forwards play a certain way, and I'm not going to change. And
yeah, but that's fine, but it's not working. It's not working. That's what I'm saying. It's not working. And also, he has favourites. Let's say that right now.
Yeah, that is a problem. That is a problem.
All managers that have favourites don't do well when they're not doing well. It's like I just think for Arsenal, when you say the players ain't good enough, they are good enough to not be 10th. Let's be real. They should have been qualified.
That is true. That is true. But you're also discarding the circumstances that have happened. Aubameyang misfiring because of personal reasons. Thomas Partey being injured, who was supposed to be a crucial part of our team.
Let's say
Kieran
this:
Tierney,
his man management has been poor.
His man management has been poor.
What does man management do? Yeah, with man management, I've been in loads of dressing rooms. Like with Lacazette, he scored 4. How many goals he scored during that run? What did he do? Get dropped.
9 goals.
9, and he get dropped. Yeah, during that time. Martinelli was your best player last season. What did he do?
Martinelli has fitness issues. He's red flagged from the fitness. He's been red flagged. He's been red flagged. He can't play too many games or too many minutes. Even when he starts, he can only play 45 minutes because he's red flagged by the team.
Where's that come from?
That he's literally said Martinelli can only play like certain minutes.
But what I'm saying is, even last season it happened with him. Yeah. This last season he didn't play for 3 months.
People are saying he's fit since December. No, he's not fit since December. If he was fit since December.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when did he get player of the month? January. Yeah. Was it January, December he got player of the month when he scored that amazing goal against Chelsea? Yeah. And then you didn't see him for 3 months and he was not injured. He didn't play him. And then he comes on against Olympiacos and he assisted Aubameyang for the goal, and that's the only time he come on. Yeah? And that was your player of the month. He got player of the month, he didn't play him. That's why I don't get his management's poor. He hasn't got tactics. Yeah, he's got tactics. I'm not one of people like Ollie where he doesn't have tactics, but their tactics are poor. His man management is poor. Your board has backed him more than Emery and Wenger in the last 5 years. That's 100%. With the players he's able to keep, who he's able to get out. Do you agree on that? So you said he's able to get all these players out. They're paid to get out of the club. Yeah? And you've looked at the players he's got in and you said, them players are not, when I mean they're not as bad as the ones he had before. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're great and everything, but they're better than the ones he had before. But they're still not up to standard. And you want to give him another transfer window to see. What is it so bad to sack him now? What is so bad? You're always like, we'll get another manager banned. But you forget how good a manager can be. Like, I think you've been blinded of how managers can actually be. You're like, oh no, we've gone on a good run and that. And most managers, if they're good, they don't go on a dip. They lose 1 or 2, and then they go on. Then they go. Is
there anything wrong with me wanting to say, hey, give this man until next season?
No.
And if at that point you sack him, because and if the next manager comes in and he's bad, you sack him also, because at the end of the day, all we care about is fans. I'm not here. It sounds like I'm always defending Arteta. It's not that.
No, you're not. You're defending the club.
I'm defending my theory on how I think this process should work. I'm not, and when I say process, people think I'm talking about trust the process. I'm not talking about trust the process. Forget the freaking process. The process never started.
It's been lasting for 17 years. There's a progress of 17 years. That's the progress.
Bro, this issue has been going on since our last title challenge in like 2007, in my opinion.
No,
2015-16 wasn't even a title challenge. That was Fugazi. That was Fugazi.
You're not deluded.
Fairy dust.
So you're not deluded. I'll get you on that. See?
I'm not deluded. It's just people.
No. I'm just.
You can't get your point across when you're on a big panel. It's easier to get your point across in this kind of conversation.
The thing is, I don't like when you've got big names on social media. I've seen it a lot from the man in the hat. I ain't gonna say his name. When they're downing people for having a different opinion to theirs.
I don't down nobody. It's just people down me.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Like, I that's why I felt sorry for you and everything, and that's why I thought I'd come on. You know what I mean? But no, you're good.
Don't feel sorry for me, man. I'm a good. Nah. I got a good life. I got a good job. I'm doing this for fun.
Support the shit team.
Yeah, I just
become a West Ham fan, mate. Become a Ham.
I just support the Raptors, the Maple Leafs, the Blue Jays, the Raptors, and then Arsenal, and then the rest of the teams are shit, man. I don't even care about NFL anymore because I just gave up on the NFL.
Oh, I've forgiven up. I support the Jaguars, mate, and we're rubbish.
You support the Jaguars? Why?
because of the West Ham American football, they're shit.
Nah,
So it's
yo,
not much.
listen. When it comes to DT, people misunderstand DT, man. DT's actually a cool guy. The thing about it is you get a defense mechanism doing YouTube for so long. You don't want to ever expose yourself to a conversation in which you could possibly lose. And I'm gonna end the video now, guys. Everybody in the chat, big up to you guys. If you haven't already, smash a like on the video, and thank you guys. Have a good one.